need to die right now.
I'm just making another magnetic gauge at the moment. Oops, feedback. Uh-oh. Right. How to make a magnetic gauge. We have one little magnet as the opposition force. Oops! Trick is to get this really clean. See if I can put this somewhere where it will fly around. I've got two ball bearings attached to two little magnets, which is the actuation of the gauge. They have to be very, very clean, otherwise they'll stick. As you can see, these are nice and clean. They slide very easily. Very, very easily. Right, our tube, which is a nice snug fit. And I have to make rubber. I have to make some rubber bungs to go in each end, which is what this is. So I'm just going to get my little punch thing. I was thinking a minute. I need a big one. if I can get it out. There we go, I've got another one. Right. This is to stop the magnet from going, the ball bearing with the magnets on, from going too far to the end, otherwise it's attracted to the steel. So I'm going to get that one, which is sticky on one side. I'm going to put that on here a minute. And I need to cut a square out. So I want the other one oversized. Let me just get this, just cut this strip out over here. It's sticky on one side, so it's kind of hard to cut because the scissors keep sticking to it. Right. Now I need a square. I need to get this bad bit off here because I'm recycling this foam. I'm going to cut a square off here. And I want to stick the sticky side of this onto this one here because I don't want the other side to be sticky. So that's on there because this goes on the inside of the tube. This brown bit goes on the inside of the tube. Now I need to make another end like that one. So I'm going to cut another one of these squares. And this other magnet goes on the other end like that. I need to clean that with my cotton bud and isopropyl alcohol so there's no sticky residue anywhere which would cause it to stick. So I'm just getting a bit of that on there. I'm going to clean this magnet. Has to be very, very clean. But what I can put on there is a little bit of wax, because a bit of wax will help to lubricate. So now I've cleaned that, I'm going to get a little bit of this dry wax on my finger, and I'm going to put a little bit on the end of this magnet. Now I get my tube, which is very clean. Oh, I'm going to make sure it's very clean actually. I'll get my little piece of tissue paper and push it in here. Make sure there's nothing inside. Blow it. And I'm going to get a bit of wax on my finger again, right? And I'm going to coat my ball bearing and my magnets with a bit of wax to make it slippery. Oops, see what happens when you're not watching what you're doing. Okay, nothing damaged. Get my duster. I'm going to polish the end of that because it's got a bit of wax on, remember. Right. Now I'm going to stick this on the end of my tube like this. It's a nice tight, nice snug fit. At this point I'm not using super glue because I found out when I put super glue on first it often gets inside the tube and on the magnets, and I don't want any residual super glue powder in this tube because it will cause it to get stuck, which has happened before. Now I need to make sure I get these in the right way around. I want the opposing, that's the opposing end, so this is the opposing end, so if I pop that in here it should hover. See that it's hovering on against the other magnet in the bottom there, which is what I want from a new gauge which I'm making. Get my other end, which has got sticky sided tape on one end, and push this one on here. It's not going straight, so hang on a minute. It's kind of tight fit, that one. These are very sort of delicate, they're easy to break as well, but easy to repair too. So I'm not happy about the fact that this rubber is a bit too big for that hole, so what I'll do, and that's got stuck because I've forgotten to do something. I forgot to put some more rubber on the top end of this magnet, so I'm going to take this off again. I have to push it out actually with I need another piece of rubber on the top end of the magnet. Oh, damn it, you see this keeps happening. Bloody thing. It's because I've got these big magnets over here and they've got quite a pull on them. Just clean this again. This doesn't actually want to be waxed, actually, I remember now. It's it needs another piece of foam rubber on that end, so I'll get my other punch, which is a smaller one. And get this out. And now I need to stick some more rubber on. Actually, I think I'll be just two of these little ones, so I'm going to put two of them in for now onto this top of this magnet. And stick this back in here. When I'm happy with it, I'll super glue the ends. I'll trim this a bit off. And now let's get this in the right way around. Opposing ends, right, that one. Right, now it shouldn't stick to the bottom because the rubber won't let it get too close, and that's working really well. And this rubber here is a little bit too big, so I'm going to get a smaller one. Right, I'll have to check my chat in a minute. Right, I'll take this big one off. Put the little one on. I'll put this on here. And that should be it. And I'll just have to trim the edges off, and I've got a new gauge. Simple little thing to make. Now I just have to trim this excess rubber off here. It's foam rubber. One end done. Now get this other stuff out of the way. I'll trim the other end here. Because it's sticky, it sticks to my scissors. Now I should have a new gauge that's not going to stick. Not going to jam up, I mean. But I'm not going to put super glue around this end yet, which is what I normally do to anchor it so it doesn't come off. Because this double-sided tape is not very good. It can easily come apart. If I put this near a magnet and it pulls this end, it can pull the whole lot out, and I don't want that to happen. Now let's get the small magnets and let's test it, see if it's working. Wrong way around. It's working really well, look. This one works really well. There's no sticking at all, it's so sensitive. Look at that, it's very sensitive. There's a slight resistance, but it's a damn sight better than the other one. Now I'll show you my other one. My other one wants sorting out, because this is one I made before. Now look at this one. Oh, it's different polarity to this one. Now if you look at this one, it sticks. You see how much I'm moving this? It's sticking up. Can you see? I'm moving it about an inch and it's not responding. The other one is the other polarity. It's a north field, but this one I'm only moving it about a quarter of an inch and it's responding, which is a lot better than the other one. Now let's try the other one again, which is different polarity. You can see I can move this one up and down and it's stuck.
Hey Shelly.
See what I mean? It's sticking, that one. So this one's fixing. Hi Kim. Yeah, are you watching? Sorry, I'm talking on the live stream as well at the moment.
I'm not hearing the thing and it's not moving. But God, you got
Oh my God! You're watching it though, but you can't hear anything.
You're not seeing me type?
I was watching the preview. Let me just go and have a look.
Yeah, I took screenshots, and there was just this circle that was moving. So I took screenshots, and every now and again, it's like playing a slideshow. Another picture will come up, but the circle is still going around. And I even asked you if you were there, because I'm not hearing anything, and I've got the speakers plugged in.
Oh, well that's strange because it seems to. Maybe you've got a problem. Maybe you've got a problem with your bandwidth or something. It's working fine here. I've got preview running. It's working fine. I don't know what's going on then. Because try refreshing the page. Just click F5 and refresh your page. See if that makes it work.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know then because I've got it previewed here, and it's working fine here. Just a minute, where are we? I'm actually watching it in real time at this end, and it seems to be fine.
Okay, well, we'll try to figure it out when I get back from the store.
Okay, unless you've got some download going in the background that's using up all the bandwidth, that could be what it is.
It's I'm in my bedroom right now. I'm not at my computer because my phone's plugged in. But unless it's downloading without me knowing it, and usually I run my little Chromebook, my main computer, and usually I've got the Roku running in here. So usually I'm pulling on a lot of bandwidth, but I'm not running the Roku. And well, the phone's always kind of on Wi-Fi, but yeah, I don't know. But we'll figure it out later.
Okay, you go to the store. When you come back, try actually before you go out. Just reboot the router. Reboot your router. Unplug it and plug it back in, and go out to the store. And hopefully it'll be all right when you come back. Maybe it's just the router that's clogged up, because sometimes they can get out of memory issues on networking, and the packets don't get through properly or something.
Okay, well, the sun's going down, and I got to drive through deer territory to get to the store, so I'll be rebooting it when I get back.
Okay, drive safely.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, this one's a lot better. I'll have to sort my other one out, because the other one's super glued together actually. Let me just show you what I mean. I got super glue on the ends here, so when I take this rubber off, it will I'll have to make new rubber for the ends because it will be a mess, and I'll have to use my knife to clean it out because some of the super glue has gone through onto the magnet as well, I can see on this other one. So yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a trick to clean it out properly, because I'm not sure if the tube itself inside has been damaged, because yeah, I might just actually make a whole new tube actually, because this one does stick pretty bad. Something not right with it. It's not bad when I'm using it, but I think I've got contamination on the actual tube inside. You know, when you use super glue, there's a like white powder. The gases can stick to the inside of the tube, which acts like a brick and causes these ball bearings to get stuck. It's like sandpaper effect. So this tube itself might be totally knackered, so I don't know. I've got some more tubing I can use, I can cut, but for now I'm just going to stick with the other one, because this is really good now. I'm really happy with this this one. Every time you put super glue on the ends, you risk the gases getting inside the tube itself. That's the problem. I could try different glue actually. I could put some epoxy around the end there, but then I'll have to wait quite a long time for it to dry. I mean, this is moving in real time in sequence, as you can see. The other one doesn't do that. So I've been doing these tests with this test jig over here. See, I'll move the camera a bit without it going and fitting on me. Right. I've been doing these tests with the magnetic field switching on here. This is set really for south at the moment, so this gauge is set for north because I wanted one set for north that was the same size. And but basically, when I'll get my other gauge, which is the flat one, it's that one without the ball bearings. Now, when I bring south close to this switch, I'll get it right way around. I think that's wrong. Oops, it's come loose now. I know why. I'm using the wrong magnets. That's supposed to hold that in place. Now I'll get the right magnets. That's holding this against that. Now, when I bring this to this, it switches this field on, as you can see with this one. That's south. Now to do north I have to use the other gauge, which is the new one I've just made, so I'll move that out of the way. Now to do north I switch these magnets around, and now you can see that it's switching north, but north is not going to be as strong because this is set mainly for south. Hang on a minute, this drawing pin's come out. I've got a drawing pin holding this thing from moving around. That's better. Right. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this new gauge. It's really good. Now that's with north. Technically speaking, I could make this combination actually. I could make this north and south by having a... Or maybe I couldn't, I don't know. No, I couldn't have both in there because... Anyway, see how this turns this array. I was doing the video earlier, previous video, and it's actually worked pretty well. Now, I can't use this gauge with south though because it's set for north, so let's get the other one. And it's now to get this set primarily for north, I need to swap these around. That's basically taking this off. I'm swapping these magnets around here, so the north is primarily on the outside. Now I've done that. Put this combo to keep them a little bit apart. That's better. Oh, what have I done? Oh, hang on a minute. Right. Now this is primarily set for north now. So now we should get much more deflection with north, if I get this the right way round. Oops. Yeah, this was super glued on and I've gone and broken the bond, so just a minute. Need a dab of super glue on here. Right. I've got some. I need to clean my nozzle up, it's got messy. If I don't clean it, eventually this cap's not going to come off. I just have to squirt acetone on my thumb because I didn't know if it was acetone in here. Well, it might be it may be acetate. I can't even say it. Anyway, the other stuff, but no worries. I'm just going to put some of this tissue and clean my super glue thing up. Well, whatever it is, it's cleaning it. I think it's the other stuff. It actually seemed to work better than acetone actually. Well, I've got my nozzle clean on my super glue tube, which is good, because there's nothing worse than getting the cap glued on, and that happens sometimes. Right, so this is primarily north right now. I've super glued it back. So we should see better deflection on it, and we do. I can move this without. I've got a piece of lollipop stick which I'm sliding the magnet along to keep me in a straight line. I've just moved it. Right. And it's not very. It's the drawing pins come out again. Damn things. Flipping nuisance. You know, sometimes these flipping pins, these drawing pins, sometimes the pins go right through and stick in your damn thumb, and that's bloody painful when that happens. And I've just bent that one. No, the end's come off. It has broken off. Well, that was no good. In the bin. For some reason I couldn't get it to stick in the wood. I don't know what's wrong with this table. Wood is wood, but there must be a hard spot or something. I'm gonna have to find another drawing pin. Hang on a minute. I'm getting tired of these drawing pins actually. They're just ridiculously weak at going in this wood for some reason. Get in there, you. This table is rubbish anyway. It wobbles all over the place. Right, I think I've got this. No, I haven't. I believe this. These drawing pins just don't want to stick in this wood, and that's doing my head in. What is wrong with them? See if I can see this drawing pin is not stuck in at all. Just a minute. Let's see if I can get it in this side. I can't get them in. I've got a stapler which I'd for sticking in wood. I don't know if they would stick in, but I'm just thinking about something actually that might work. I'll put these on this magnets here, because this has got to be anchored. The other thing I could do is put some elastic band across and staple them to my table for now. That might work. I'll try that actually. I'm trying to stop the damn thing from flying across the room. You know, the thing from jumping around when I'm using a magnet. Now if I get this elastic band over here, I should be able to staple this with my stapling gun. We'll find out. Let's see if I can do this. Oh my god, that worked. That definitely worked. It stapled this rubber band on here easily. Now I'm going to pull this real tight. Hopefully, oh, it's going to pull it out of the staple. So be careful. If I can get this tight enough that it won't pull out, I think I'll just put another staple in there actually. I've got two in now. Pull this over the top, then somehow I've got to pull this taut while I'm using my staple gun, and that is no easy task. Right, if I can get this down here. Is that taut enough? Oh, don't know. Oh, stupid magnets. Ah! Magnets have grabbed my staple gun and won't let go. Right, got you. Let's try this again. No, that's got it. I think. Oh, it's loose, it's not very tight. Okay, I'll pull this at an angle and staple it over here. That should hold this lot down. think that'll work. Yep. Hopefully. Right, I think that's holding this down quite well for now. See if it moves when I'm doing this. Well, it did actually, but not much. Not as much as it would do. I can see that rubber band is creeping out though. I'm not worried. It's only temporary this. I just wanted to see if it would work. Generally speaking, this is off right now. I'll lift this up on there. And when I turn it on, it's on now if you look. It's actually holding it now. If I back this magnet off, you can see it turns off. Let's get a bigger one. Oh my god, I've broken that now. Super glue's just come apart. Oh, I don't believe this. One thing after another. Right, let's get this super glue off here. Doesn't stick to steel very well for some reason. Maybe because the metal's oxidizing, I don't know, rusting, whatever. I got my fingers stuck to it now. I wanted to hold this bigger one. And it does with these tiny ones as well. Look. I'll try to turn it off. And it'll turn on either way. I'm using smaller magnets to do it right now. The magnets underneath are biased equally so that they cancel each other out normally. There's two banks of magnets. If you can look down there, you can see there's two stacks of them, and the top of one is this one at this end is I'll get my screwdriver. This one's south at this end right now, and this one's north at this side, and they cancel each other out because the magnetic flux is travelling in a circle all the way around until I bias them. If you look at the effect of this switch, how the bigger gap is while it's holding. These magnets are tiny as well. You see how far I go before it releases. Let's show you with the big ones. Well, let's get the bigger ones. Now look at the big ones. Now, I've got about an inch gap over here and it's holding that up. I'm moving away. It's still holding it up. What's that, 2 inches? Actually that's an inch. And it's about 3 centimeters. Let's go a bit more. See how far we can go. 3 1/4. About 3.5 centimeters. I actually backed these big magnets away from the switch. 3.5 centimeters between these magnets here and this steel on this end before the switch was turned off. Let's try the other way. Now, one side of the switch is weaker than the other because it's the polarity it's on this side, which is north, that is the main active side. So let's move back this off again. See how many centimeters we can get. If I put that on the 3.5 centimeter mark, which is there, then I back this magnet up, see how far I can go. It's exactly 3.5 centimeters, so it's about the same actually. Obviously if we had something lighter it would probably stay on longer. Let's have a look. No, it's about the same. It must be due to the mass as well. It's the mass of the iron as well, which is holding on because of induced magnetism. I'd only have to move it a little bit in there for it to hold it on. I'm really not feeling any of that weight on this magnet here. I mean, will this magnet sit there by itself without moving? It wants to roll. I want to stop it rolling if I can. Well, it's not pulling this magnet that very much. I can't really feel much of a pull on that. I need to pull this cloth out of the way a bit. Get it flat. There is a bit of pull actually. Yeah, it's turning. Still holding that up. It's actually wanting to turn around more than anything. If you look, it wants to turn. Right, rotate. That's because these magnets at the back are actually similar. Well, they like each other. So this end might be more stronger actually then. Maybe not. measure that again. 3.5. No, yeah, that's actually, that side's actually weaker. Let's see. That's up 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters it released instead of 3.5, which is the other one. That's 3. Oh, about 3.25. Interesting. That rubber band is not very good. Helps, but it's not perfect. I like this new gauge though. It's much smoother. And this is a North gauge I made because I've been meaning to make one for North a long time, and that was nice and big. Because I actually made this a lot bigger than previous ones, because if you look at the previous designs, this is for south, even though it's sticking. This one's slightly bigger, it's actually slightly taller. And the new one is also taller than the conventional one I've been using. So it gives me a little bit more sensitivity because it's got a large distance to travel along. And this is falling apart inside, I can see already. I haven't it's because I need to super glue it really, but I can see that the rubber's starting to, it's not stuck very well, so I'm going to have to pop that open, I think, and super glue it, because if I don't it's going to fall a bit on me. It's not sticking at all very well if you look. So what I'll do is I'm going to have to put some super glue on here, and I'll use my magnet to pull this lot together. So I'm going to put it on this end. Ah, get off my finger. Now, I put it on there. I want to get a magnet and pull it tight, and it's pulling it down. Let's see if this pulls it down. Actually, I've got that wrong way around. That should pull it together. And super glue that. Oh! Damn it. I hate it sometimes when things keep sticking to me. I'm going to put some super glue around the edge of the ear, and hopefully it will go inside now. this magnet's pulling this little magnet inside towards it, so that it's squeezing everything together. I think that's going to be stuck now. Not quite. Okay. Now this end wants super glue in as well. I need to deflect that so it doesn't get stuck to the end, which I don't want. So far so good. I think that's done. That shouldn't come apart anymore now. I can feel it's gone hard now on this end. And it's not sticking, so that's good. Anyway, this video was all about making, this live stream really was all about making a new gauge. That's what the main thing was about. Anyway, not a lot else happening right now. It's flipping warm in here. Oh. I hate when things fall off the gas fire. They're supposed to be magnetic, sometimes they don't stick on properly. And I actually dismantled a smaller one which was useless. Not enough travel in it. It'll come in handy for something. So warm. I think I'll stop now. chat before, and